Before we begin, I should mention that the blog post upon which this episode is based has a lot of hyperlinks. To check them out, you can visit the blog post. There's a link in the show notes. I recently removed the following two links from our resources page, Cochrane.org and CochraneLibrary.com. I still consider these links to be potentially useful, so why did I remove them? The bottom line is that while Cochrane resources can be valuable if used critically, they can also lead people to incorrect conclusions if used uncritically. Cochrane is a hub for evidence-based medicine, but as people who follow BDSDA.com know, evidence-based medicine falls short of science-based medicine. If you don't know the difference, I highly recommend Harriet Hall's free course on the subject. There's a link to it in the blog post, or you can just search YouTube for science-based medicine and look for the playlist on the James Randi Foundation channel. Back to why I removed the Cochrane links from our resources page. When it comes to SCAM, supplements, complementary, and alternative medicine, Cochrane falls short of an entirely scientific analysis. So while I can recommend a critical use of Cochrane resources, my recommendation has to be qualified, and the resources page on our website just isn't the best place to do that. What really tipped me over the edge of decision on this was listening to Mark Crislip's podcast, Quackcast, episode 142, Cochrane Reviews, The Food Babe of Medicine, which I highly recommend listening to. At the end of the episode, he pointed out Cochrane's recommendation for people to use a remedy lacking demonstrable clinical efficacy in order to see if it works for you, which is nothing short of recommending for people to trust their personal experiences, which kind of defeats the purpose of science in medicine to begin with. As Mark Crislip likes to say, the three most dangerous words in all of medicine are "in my experience." And, of course, Ellen White warned against trusting our experience in her testimony, Experience Not Reliable. Ultimately, Cochrane resources may be useful for those who are able to use them critically, but to really get science-based medicine, there are other resources that are better. You can find a list of these recommended resources at bdsda.com/resources/#health. Or just click the hyperlink in the blog post. I'll leave you with this statement by Ellen White from Experience Not Reliable. You can read it in Testimonies for the Church, Volume 3, pages 67 to 71. Real experience is a variety of careful experiments made with the mind freed from prejudice and uncontrolled by previously established opinions and habits. The results are marked with careful solicitude and an anxious desire to learn, to improve, and to reform on every point that is not in harmony with physical and moral laws. The idea of others gainsaying what you have learned by experience seems to you to be folly and even cruelty itself. But there are more errors received and firmly retained from false ideas of experience than from any other cause, for the reason that what is generally termed experience is not experience at all, because there has never been a fair trial by actual experiment and thorough investigation with a knowledge of the principles involved in the action. But true experience is in harmony with natural law and science.